Okay, go.
Okay, so my music video pitch. The band I'm doing is a band called Highly Suspect. I'm going to just start off with the song that I'm actually doing by the band. It doesn't have a music video, but this is the song. So. Sorry.
Fuck everyone else. Gotta remember that nobody's better than anyone else here. It's hard to take it over. Look what they do to you, look what they do to me. Must be joking if you think that either one is free here.
Now, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of like the 3.5 minutes that there is of that, because you get the idea. When I chose this song months ago, this song was basically unheard of. It was a small band that nobody really knew. They've kind of blown up since then. This is now the #1 rock song in America right now. I don't know how that happened, because when I chose it, it had like 2,000 views max and nobody had heard of them. But when I had chosen this song, I was in contact with the manager, and I have actually managed to get permission and have done a shoot with the actual band and recorded and photographed them live. So for my music video, I'm not actually going to be changing the name, because I'm actually going to be using the actual band, which is actually kind of cool. A little bit about the band. They're this kind of like grungy alternative hard rock trio from the States. They're a bit weird. They don't really have one sort of genre that they fit into. Their songs kind of like change with their influences. Some songs, like that one, are quite heavy, but you can still kind of like tell there's some sort of like bluesy sort of influences with the underlying riff. But some songs are far more fast and punky, and then they've got some songs like their new song Chicago, which is very slow and it's a piano-based song. So they don't really kind of fit into any single one pigeonhole. So doing research into the genre is quite difficult. I guess the best way to describe them is alternative rock. So core, they are a rock band, but they're not conventional. So alternative rock is kind of like the best phrase to kind of like fit them. However, there's no real other example I can use that's like them. I can liken some songs to some of their other songs, or some to one of their albums, but like fitting like everything they've done into one genre isn't so easy. That's not loaded. Emaze has kind of like stuffed me here, because I designed a logo for the band, because I'm not using their logo and their branding obviously, so I'm still using their name, but I had designed a logo which should be there, but it's not. So I'm gonna like do that next lesson with my storyboard, but Emaze has kind of like stuffed me there. To give you like a bit of an example of what they're like live, here's like a small clip of what they are like live, because I filmed them live. This is not that.
Rate in the European Union.
That's not it at all. I think that's an advert, but I'm just going to bring it up on YouTube because I can. Do that. I'll just do it from there. So that's kind of like how my video looked. Now this is where the storyboard would have been, but I'll just kind of like talk you through sort of what what I had in mind because the storyboard's not there. Basically, I'm going to do a split video, so half it's going to be narrative, half it's going to be them performing, although I'm going to probably weight it a little bit more to the narrative. So what I'm doing is I've kind of like taken my own interpretation on the lyrics and kind of created a story based on a hostage situation. The lyrics kind of go on about using imagery of God and religion, but it's kind of taking my own twists on it, how it's all subjective and how the perspective of what God actually is changes the situation. Sounds very pretentious, but it makes sense if you like see the visuals go with it, so that will make more sense musically. But the whole basic vague premise of it is as simply put as possible. There's 4 dudes and a hostage in an abandoned warehouse, and they're basically being not very nice, and it's going to flash between the band performing and them doing hostage things, but then when the final climax of the song happens, when the final chorus hits, basically one of the hostage takers, which is going to have taken a bit of a back seat to the whole goings on of a hostage situation, is going to turn the instruments on the other hostage people, or the other captors, and help the person escape from it, and it's going to be kind of like a big, epic, slow motion, you know, smoke and lots of flashy lights and running, and you get the kind of idea of that. But it'll make more sense with the music, with the storyboard that I'll show next lesson. But I have actually, for the gig that I got access to, thankfully to their manager, was actually this weekend. I had to take a train up to London on Saturday, and I've actually got some images that I can show you from the shoot, like directly. I would have rather have been able to do all my planning beforehand, but I kind of had to take, when I'm shooting the actual band, I had to take the opportunities as I can get them. But you know, I'm just going to the website. So here's some images of the shoot that I did. So I shot them for photography as well as for this. So I'm just going to like skim through and just show you a few. It kind of takes a second to load into full depth, but. Just so you kind of get like a rough idea of like what it's going to look like. And also this is like the perfect opportunity for you to kind of like see what the style of it is. So like what they're wearing. I don't really have to do any research on what costumes use when they have it there. So that's kind of like, yeah, so it's kind of very alt rock. So just kind of like baggy t-shirts, ripped jeans, jackets, big guitars, and yeah. Yeah, so any questions really, I guess?
Cool.
Yeah.
In your narrative, what is your mise-en-scène and stuff going to be?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So that's going to be, it's not going to be black and white, but it's going to be very muted colour, with very harsh, high key lighting, but kind of like surrounded by shadows. So it's going to be very contrasting with the colours of the actual live performance shots. So that's very harsh blue lighting. The captors and stuff, they're going to be wearing kind of very stereotypical. They're going to be wearing probably dark clothing, dark jackets, maybe like a hat, hats and stuff to obscure the face. They're going to holding, I think maybe like baseball bats, kind of like blunt objects that kind of look menacing. Whereas the captive are kind of, I guess, kind of like protagonist is going to be wearing tatty clothing and is going to be. He's going to be spending most of the video basically just in a chair, but yeah, I think it'll probably be a woman's that probably makes sense. If I can maybe make a love connection between her and the captain that helps her escape. I had something else to say, but I've forgotten it. But yeah, sorry.
So my question was going to be, so in the terms of the narrative part of it, you're going to have different. You're not having the band.
No,
actors.
It's going to be completely separate.
Okay.
So the band will be. I won't actually use the audio from the clips that I recorded at the bank.
No.
That's going to be terrible. But sync it perfectly with the actual song. So it'll be like lip syncing, but only they actually know the words. So.
Okay.
And then it's going to be completely separate. So that's basically just going to be like the song will be a backdrop to the narrative, whereas they'll be performing. So it'll be like they're telling the story rather than
Yeah. Okay.
them being in it.
Yeah. Okay.
So obviously you've got your pretty much the entire thing planned out so far, yeah?
Yeah.
So, while live, they may not sing the exact lyrics. They may alter, as they might do live. If that interferes
It doesn't.
with your plan.
If I can, when I edit it, I'll be able to chop it in a way that will make it. They actually did me a favour and improvised a 6-minute long guitar solo in the middle. So that's a lot of extra footage that I can use basically at anywhere during the video. They sang it pretty much as is, but with extras. But as long as I edit it correctly and like get my timings right, then it should be fine. So.
While talking about obviously managing all of your live experience in photography, you seem to have missed out talking about all of your influences and location and general planning. Have you got any influences or any ideas about your target audience? Or
Yeah. So I'll start with the location, what you said. The location for the narrative is Alton Mill, is what I'm going to use. Jack, you know where it's up the other side of Gillingham. It's an abandoned factory that a lot of photography students and media students have used over the years, but currently like in strong email conversations with the council to let them use let them use it. No, so they can let me use it, but because otherwise, I mean, if it was just me with a camera, I'd be able to sneak in, but I'm not going to do that when I'm going to have to bring a number of people into the building and offer me to see if I don't have permission. But that's going to be something I'm going to bring. I've got some portable lights that I'm going to use and use that, and then I'm going to do it around sort of dusky sort of time, not dark, but kind of like late afternoon, early evening. My influences, I'm kind of like pulling from a few different sources. So as I said, they're very difficult to find influences to like them in terms of sound or look. Well, the look kind of fits quite conventionally into alternative rock. So you can look at pretty much any band, because alternative rock's quite broad. So you can go between, I mean, alternative rock spans for anything from like Imagine Dragons to Royal Blood to this. So it's a very broad genre, but when it comes to like this sort of sound, they're kind of like very conventional in what they wear. What's in these pictures, like of actual like what they're wearing there is, you know, jeans, trainers, baggy shirt. That's kind of very typical. And sorry, what was the last point? Was it the
target audience?
target audience? Target audience with this kind of is kind of like a new genre almost music. It's generally speaking, it's between your kind of like late teens to mid 20s. And it does skew towards the male audience from the research that I've done, especially from actually being in the crowd and actually being able to see people for myself and being able to like ask. I was talking to a lot of people while I was there, and how they found them and what appealed about them. And it seems to be kind of like this new age sort of punk where it's kind of like it does appeal to this younger audience who's kind of feeling a little bit jaded with society. It's very, very cliche, but.
So you could say it's not a new genre.
It's a new band, but it's the thing is because, well, I mean, if you can find me 20 songs that sound like their stuff from their new album, I'll record you because I couldn't.
Yeah, but you can't say that about any band. You know, bands are all individual. But
True, they are, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you can tell that regardless of.
From what I heard, they sounded like a lot of songs that I listened to when I was emo in year 9. You know what I mean? Like it's just a category. It's just a target audience, and I'm not arguing about anything. I'm just saying like your target audience is like there is a strong target audience which does help you. That is like it's a good thing that there's a massive strong target audience that you can then work on.
I would disagree with the emo point, because I think maybe it's like. I'm trying to word this correctly.
Yeah, but jaded with society, that's all I can.
Yeah, but it's a bit beyond 13-year-olds listening to Blood on the Dance Floor and painting their eyes black.
Never listened to Blood on the Dance
So,
Floor.
yeah, neither would I, but yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, any other ones? All done? All right.